Last time on episode 18. Within the town of Fu, it is starting to look like Barengu is going to be some time before he shows up. However, it is still expected that he would show up with record speed, as he is, quite honestly, the fastest thing within all of Beki Darai. With Yazu and Zanayako, each splitting to get their own accomplishments done, Yazu wishes to do some scouting, just to see this military town, what his domain technically is as of now. Zanayako, he has more of a professionary search up, taking Trangaru with him. Yazu heading off with Lambda. While looking for profession things, Zanayako and Trangaru end up finding many very pretty outfits that signify the different forces, groups, and military. Eventually meeting a man by the name of Kuzu. Kuzu appears to be military of some sort, or perhaps forces. As they talk to him, they learn that paper is not very common here either. That alchemy might be only achieved through some medicine and healer type folk. But beyond that, there's not much. He has the clipboard. He's super cool. As he leaves, it is found out that Trangaru has stolen his clipboard. On the clipboard speaks of political espionage, sabotage, murder, civil violence, technically killing of a royalty with a potential, and other crimes against the former king Scario. It's pretty disheartening knowledge. Yaz, on the other hand, admired the absolute organization of this place. It was wonderful. But soon he started to pick up that the sons of Yodin essentially dominated the military. This was a worrying problem. Even still, they had a chance of taking Lambda, who was a vital pawn in the political game against the sons of Yodin's leader. Quickly reconvening with Zanayako, the two shared information. Yazu, using his ability to look into the past, found messages on these notes. Three commanders in a room speaking about the Civil War going far long ago. Scario making deals with other provinces. And then finally, the forces of Franklin, the early sons of Yodin, led by a man named Gigi. Using the vicious bow of the heavenly wind, he is slain by King Scario. Yazu, being unable to see, loses his complete sight and senses, screaming in pain as Zanayako prays to the gods, hoping that he will be fine. This unfortunately places Yazu under, as Zanayako spends time caring for his brother, trying to influence his mind to wake up with positivity and to be fine. Barengu, on the other hand, after clearing out the demon in the northern lands, started to make his way south, arriving at the sacred land where he had been once before. The group hails near the water's surface. Barengu takes leaves from these lands and speaks to them for a little moment. With a little sight, some creature seemingly using the water as a blanket with fiery yellow eyes, gazes back. Taking this as a sign, Barengu heads back to his home in order to wash up and gather a new set of clothing. Speaking with his retainer Los Santos and his brother's wife, Abigail, it is decided on their next path. Oh. Upon the next morning, Barengu wakes up with a stout and sturdy resolve. A weird dream that clouds his head. One of fighting and valor. For the dream itself seemed almost real. In it, he spoke with his brother, and he talked to Vigians who had long since been lost to the lower pits of the underworld. It's strange. He can remember it extremely clear. This dream of his. Perhaps it was in some way a vision from the gods. But there was many things to do. One of them would be to eventually confirm with the gods the validity of this dream. And better yet, if it wasn't a dream and was a vision, then perhaps Yazoo would be to know about it. Either way, it did not change Barengu's path, ever the slightest. With new clothes, a full stomach, and a collection of new supplies, Barengu could make note to where his next location would be. And so I ask you, Mr. Barengu, where do you want to go next?
Oh shit, I thought Barengu knew. Let's see. I believe the plan, because he still needs to get to all the sacred lands before going to the gods and being like, hey, is sexism bad? For them to be like, yes, it's bad. It is possible that his brothers are still waiting for him in Fu, but that's kind of not confirmed. I do have Coulson with me, and Coulson probably needs to meet up with his royal, Zenayako.
Just imagine a little Coulson just being like, I'm here. Just like with fakey little dog ears, like, I heard my name.
Chibi Coulson, yeah. Right, thank you for the reminder, Alan. Oh yeah, we need to go up into the Sacred Lands. We need to... did I make any promises in the space tournament, the Holy Hunger Grail Games War, that he needs to keep? By the way, we had a a canonical space tournament that has no connection to this, just because of random nonsense. Look. Yep, Flowkeeper Alan.
Barengu doesn't know if the validity of those was even real.
Which ones are there, just in case he decides to keep them? Because he's not.
There was the conversation had with the other Lambda, which could be a good way of confirming. Beyond that, the more pressing promises to keep in track would be to deliver the piece of cloth if he could find its owner. And Alan's entirely right.
Cool. So it sounds like he needs to talk to his pretty much aide and the person running the country. His retainer, Los Santos. I remembered my own pseudo-character's name.
Los Santos?
I will need to talk to her and be like, yes, there may be some crazy lady coming here eventually. Not crazy, but yes. That should probably be an in-character conversation. Other than that, for the main plans, is make sure that Los Santos and himself are caught up. Probably not start... We could start giving the information out, but I feel like we need to confirm it in this world. So if anything, just send information about the Sacred Lands. I feel like that's kind of important, of like, yes, there's pros and cons to that in case someone else gets a wise idea to do that. So probably keep it on the more vague terms of propaganda of like, yes, lands have been cleared out of any demons and are now safe. The other lands are still being investigated, essentially. I feel like that's a good idea.
Yeah, raised awareness that they're being fixed or that there's something being done somewhere. Especially because Rangu doesn't have solid proof that Los Santos' criers are even applicable.
Oh, right. He definitely doesn't. Never mind. Then he probably wouldn't... After he gets the information, because I assume she's going to tell him, then do that.
Yes. During the downspace, Rangu was informed of most of the advancements.
Okay, cool.
Which, to say the least, are pretty self-explanatory. We've seen a lot of them.
Cool.
He hasn't seen them, but...
Yeah. So pretty much going through the going up through the most closest, the first sacred land we went through, so that Coulson can meet up with his girlfriend quickly. It's only the three of us technically, but that should be easier. And then
might be also a good idea to inquire about the other person that we don't know of that's there.
Yes. Also, it's a good kind of like stepping stone of like, yeah, we fixed like 2 of the sacred lands. How are the other ones? Like, is there any? Have you noticed any changes to them? This lands.
Like to ask Los Santos if she's noticed anything.
No. Once we get back to the Hostley, not Hostley Lake.
Not Hostley Lake. Gotcha.
Yeah. But the only thing I could see doing right now with Los Santos, which isn't NPC mode, just getting information caught up, is the talk about the weird dream. I assume... Oh, right, Berengar lost his fight. Berengar didn't get any quote-unquote wishes.
Quote-unquote. They were more like shirts.
Yeah. Photo album of some people. A fireman's calendar. Really the worst wishes ever. Some of them were just traumatizing. But anyway. Ooh, bombs. I like seeing the bombs go off. Either way.
Approaching to Los Santos, she appears to have made a very homely place for herself. It's more of an expansion where her intellectual workshop would have been, taking over the place of the other two brains that usually hang out here. So, CEO and whoever the other one is. Usually, Barangu sees their actual workspace, but doesn't really pay much mind. It's probably Duis or something. Although Kira is a smart lady, it could be Kira. Either way, now it's composed entirely to Los Athos.
I know
Nice.
we've...
Window illuminates downwards towards her.
I know we've already... What?
That was the last line. You're good.
Okay. I know we've already been over most of the things we need to go over, but a new piece of information may have come to light.
New piece of information, you say?
Indeed, but the problem is it came to me in a dream. I might have dismissed this information in the past, but with everything I've experienced on my journeys, I need to think twice before I do that. In the dream, both Yazoo and political rival Lamanda were there. Not to mention other faces of past royalty. We had some time to talk and negotiate a bit peacefully, so that no sort of civil war amongst our province would take place. In the end, I plan to verify everything she's said. But I did invite her to come to this house.
Lambda is a she.
Indeed.
How is it possible she has any political standing against you? This is not the culture that uses democratic nature. It is, let's say, bloodline based. How is it that she is a she and poses any sort of threat at all? I don't see how she could create a civil war.
With the support of the people, anything's possible. As well, she is a logical person. Her argument against being a woman is that although it is against the great empire's laws, if we were to discriminate against women like that, it would be going against our great god Hakumba's tenets. Meaning that we should worship the great god Hakumba's tenets over the great empire's laws.
I'm sure I do not need to point out the problems with this.
There are many problems with this. But for the time being, if her claims are correct, she'd be a valuable asset.
Such as a retainer.
I feel like Barangu has gotten to the point of like seeing her almost like as an equal, but he doesn't want to necessarily admit that yet.
I mean, she was a woman in his dreams. It's a little choppy there. That would be the good place for her, but he doesn't see that as the perfect place for her.
Although I'm sure she would do wonderfully, I do not believe that would necessarily be the right position. She spoke of a sort of trial, so to say, where the two kings of the previous generation would compete to see who would rule the throne.
Forgive me that sounds... No, that actually has grounding merit. Well, I have not been a very priestly for very long. From what I understand, at least the tenets of the God of Eternal Service would imply that some things are subject to change based on a leader's needs and preferences, and the people's needs and preferences. The God of Eternal Service is not a static God, but a dynamic one. Perhaps there's something more to this trial than simply a trial. Or perhaps the former generations have done something to anger the gods.
Of course, this was still in my dream, but according to that dream, the former generations had a civil war. My uncle Franklin claimed that he was originally supposed to be king and was king, as my father was supposedly general. I will not say I believe these claims quite yet, but apparently when they were supposed to trade positions, my father did not trade his general position and simply took the king position away, as that sparked a civil war that wiped out many of our towns.
If your dream or vision proves to be true, there's not many ways we can confirm it. As your uncle is dead now, and your father is heading north for many months to come.
It was my brother's theory that it was the God of Eternal Service and the God of the Sun that favored me, while the God of Hukumba and what the fuck was the bird called?
Tocana.
And the God Tocana favored Lambda. As much as I do not believe it will be an easy fight, I plan to prove my worth. Far more than Lambda can. However, it is not my intent to overthrow whatever power she has. I simply wish to do my best.
If I learn of anything about this, I shall try and inform you as quick as I can. It is a strange deviation of the gods. Both the sun and the God of Eternal Service, they hold their reigns within the sky. While Silkana can fly, Silkana and Hakumba, they hold their lands within the ground. Perhaps this too has some sort of messaging behind it. I'm afraid I do not have many connections to that though.
I wish you to speak honestly on this next part. Although it may seem too honest to speak out loud. Do you believe our province is in a position where it can allow women to have power and give them rights of that of man?
I am fearful that the rest of the great empire, if we do so, will hand down on us even harder than before.
Especially when our province will be in the spotlight from our father traveling up north.
I feel it will put his position in danger as well.
And as much as Lamanda may not trust him, he is still family, and I believe he would have the best intent for our people.
I think it is something that we can survive if we use tact. But you did mention about Hakumba's tenants, and while I am not a full dedicated priest, much like Zanayako or his retainer Kiera, I do believe her words make sense. And we have been performing some sort of hardship on the God of Midnight. It looks like Los Atos is very cruxed to answer this question. In a way, she knows what that freedom looks like. Her previous culture was it. And it's not like she almost lusts for it. She lusts for the actual benefit of the province. But it's a hard-hitting point. There's a certain point between pretending not to have those freedoms and enforcing not having those freedoms. Pretending is essentially lying. Enforcing is a direct clause against. If anything, this is going to be a Zanayako question. But Barengu already thinks he has the understanding that we're technically dissing one of the 4 gods that we have. Despite being the first god who ever really started managing one of the primary states of our province.
Does Barengu know that the God of Eternal Service was an exiled deity?
No. The God of Eternal Service...
I mean, not God of Eternal... Sorry, Hakumba was an exiled deity? Not Eternal Service.
Hakumba's official title is the Exiled God of Midnight. What he was exiled for is unknown.
So there's a potential that that was why.
It's likely that that could be why. From what Barengu can tell, Hakumba's tenants are more focused on people. Selkana's talents are more focused on progress. The God of Eternal Service's tenants are more focused on loyalty and respect. And the Sun's tenants are more focused on commitment and, well, raw violence. The Sun, out of all of them, is the one that is the easiest to anger, but also the easiest to keep in check. Hakumba, in many ways, it would make sense if Hakumba backed Lambda. As if Lambda is true, she already has the support of the people. And Hakumba is a very people person for being a god.
Soon I will have the support of the land. And which means I must get the support of the people fully. And the support of the gods. Even once I gain that support, I do not intend to abandon Lomanda, nor strip her of any position she gains within the royalty. It is my hope that these dreams are of truth, despite the troubling news that it brings.
I feel yes, it may create a new problem to deal with. But if you believe that the benefits will outweigh the hindrances.
When she arrives, and you speak to her, I believe you will understand why I'm willing to change my own ways.
Very well, I shall prepare vestige for her. Just in advance.
Even if it were a dream, I believe it would be a dream foretelling of what may come.
Yes, I do not see a pure future, but I see one that I think I can work with, and that we can be happy over. Yes, I do. But of course, there's many pieces of work that I must do in order to assist with Kira's group, in order to help them retract their resources up north.
Of course. I'll let you get back to work. It appears that I will not have the luxury of resting much longer.
You have reached the kingship portion of your life. There is not much time for rest.
Indeed. A bit of a surprise with how much not rest I will be getting, but it is not unwelcomed.
Osato smiles, backlit by the beautiful window behind her, sprawling out into a clear blue sky with marshmallow-esque clouds wisping downwards. It is beautiful in summer. This land has only become more beautiful the more that Barengu experiences it.
Berengu's full of himself. Perhaps by saving this whole sacred lands, it is physically becoming more beautiful too.
For now, it's time to get back on the road. And with the ever-love of white, it should be a breeze moving forward. Besides,
Is White fully rested up too, or like?
White will have time to rest. More.
Cool.
It is the duty of White to keep up with you. White doesn't have many jobs, even though White is an animal. But calling White an animal is a little harsh. White's a friend, a companion, an ally. If there is any horse that could keep up, it is White. Getting on a freshly cleaned horse with a freshly clean body, a freshly cleaned wife, and a small Coulson in the shape of a pocket dog. Berengu rears up for his second departure. It feels good to be home, but it's always good to remember home when you're out and about. Out, away, and about. Surging through the countryside. It feels like a new day. A new dawn. Some of Berengu's body still seems to prickle and feel as if there's something underneath it. But it doesn't feel bad anymore. It's a welcome sight, a reminder of what not to become. Whilst it reminds of pain, it also keeps him in check. Why he must strive for his ideals, and why he must never turn and falter on them. For a demon lurks inside every man. And should he give way to this demon, then that pain is all that will be felt for his eternity. It is nice. Well, it doesn't feel much like Coulson's here. In a way, this is sort of a honeymoon for Berengu. Pretty twisted honeymoon, but an idea that perhaps when everything has been done, in the final moments of Berengu's rule, he'll take Umiu, and he'll ride north. He doesn't know what he would find, but he would keep riding north. Until the land gave way to water, or perhaps ice and snow. It was that feeling of enveloped nature, of pride, but also of unity with the wind and ground, the air, and the earth. Even the rumbled towns, Hinla, even it, although seeming to fly by, added to the grace of the land. A memento Perhaps it would be good to reinstate Hinla. Or perhaps to build a closer, make a new Hinla. Oh, for one of his achievements, perhaps. He had never wanted to name a town after him. It felt like, in a way, it was his duty to do so, one day. He didn't know what he was going to put there, but he would have time to think of it.
And then a mortar falls out of the sky and explodes all of us. Is what I half expect.
No combat.
What?
Reaching the lakeside, the beautiful trees and the Acroxta Bridge are all but familiar sights. Host 3. It feels like we were only here just not too long ago, doesn't it?
Also, it's not called Hostily, it's like the sacred lands and like to the left of the mountain range. Don't name sacred lands.
It's a bridge.
Oh, Hostile Bridge, yeah, that's probably better. Indeed. I hope these lands are faring better than they were when we first arrived. Although I know it shouldn't be fully healed at this point. Did Brengu say something about not showing? No, Brengu didn't make any promises of not showing up until everything's finished, I don't think.
Feels as if there was something to delay his time here as much as possible, to leave quickly.
To leave
But at
quickly?
the moment, Berengu cannot think of why.
I'm
Perhaps
gonna
this-
roll active wisdom check. $12.
It feels wrong just to be here with the job incomplete. Not that he technically shouldn't be here, it's just this is a place he would have wanted to come back when his job was done.
As much as I would love to stay at any sacred lands, I believe it's only proper that we get this done quickly. I wish to see it in its full glory as soon as possible.
Then I'll be quick.
I would appreciate it.
Coulson completely sets off, running as quick as he can into the forest.
So Berengu ain't following then?
Berengu want to follow. Technically, he could meet this Evo and idle person. That would be very interesting. He has no reason not to.
Yeah, he'll follow from a distance, like, still keeping him in range, but like, if someone sees him, they won't see Berengu right away. That way he can do his thing, and then Berengu can show up like all Sugoi.
Coulson's heart. Sorry. Yeah, I was reading into the next point. If you have something else to write, we can write that quickly.
feel like we shouldn't leave him alone necessarily.
So he doesn't get murdered.
Yeah.
Coulson's heart was pounding. Perhaps it was from the adrenaline, or maybe just... yeah. He had found that he was in love. While it was only for some time, he had much to think about it. And his hope was that she did too. Idle. She was smaller, small framed. That cute mid-height hair. Brown is, well, the most fertile of soil. Her lips, plump like an exotic fruit. And she was so cool. Not only was she skilled, that stern face, that form, that grace. While running, he didn't even think. How did he look? He was wearing new clothes, so he would have looked good, but perhaps idle. Perhaps she would have liked it better if he was in more raggedy clothing. Didn't matter. His hand over his chest. If he conveyed what he felt, that would be enough. He knew where he once saw them for the first time. Running out into the open. The perfect ambush point. The graveyard. And then they held hands. A massive field with stones that they recently buried. A sight line over the land and the water. The smell of a beautiful flower. One which was not seen, but still here. And like clockwork, like expectation, like anticipation. Glimmering sight of Idle Chiton. A wellowness in Coulson's throat. A stutter in his hands. A shimmer in his eyes. Idle Chiton! Words resounded, filling the air around him. The wind racing past them. You have returned. So, you felt it too. It was Idle. His feelings, they were mutual. The sacred land is healing. Slowly, surely. No, he blew it. No. But he would make those feelings mutual. He'd have to. Coulson was not a liar. He was not going to try and play it off like he knew that. The sacred land was fine. He has no idea. I did didn't come here for the sacred land. Well, I've been thinking. But Eidolkaiten, I believe grabbing his heart again. The words getting caught up like a bowl of marbles. Damn it. He has to say something. He can't back down. He killed alongside the glorious king of their land. A demon he fought against. A corrupted angel fish thing. He is a retainer, and above all else, retainer to one of the kindest and one of his most bestest friends. To back down now, he can't. With his fist plunged into his own gut, Coulson hammers it down, taking a stance. Idol seems shocked by this. His act of self-harm, but it's not self-harm. It's a determination. The pain, if he didn't speak, would outlast the pain that he would feel in this moment. Eidolkaiten, with all my heart, I have fallen for you. I have fallen for your beauty, for your hair, for your eyes, for your heart. I have fallen, and I feel that I can only fall further. I don't know much about anything, but I know this feeling that I have, that permeates my body, that permeates my soul. And I want to be able to share this feeling with you. Eidolkaiten, I will not propose or anything as of here, for you deserve more than my words. I wanted to tell you. I will be back. I'll make sure of it. And I'll make sure, no matter what, that the two of us together will write the definition for what it means to be cool. Hitting like a gust of wind. Idol had never been confessed to before. Her deep skin starting to become a peachy shade of red. Her eyes slowly taking the shock. Her form starts to stutter as she steps back. Wide-eyed at the man in front of her. This man, Coulson. What did he think he was doing? How embarrassing was that? He was tall. He was strong. She had to keep composure. Even still, she wavered. Quickly turning. Then I will wait for you to return a second time. Before skipping away very quickly into the grass line. Coulson, with his hand extended, reaching out towards her as she leaves. He may not know much, but he understands that she feels the same way. Was any which?
Was any of their siblings around to see this as well, or was that just like Barengu on his horse in the background?
Barengu was in the back of the scene, just kind of standing.
I assume none of their siblings were around?
It was only Idle, from what he saw.
Slowly walks up on the back of a horse to let him have time to compose himself. That was a mighty fine confession.
Coulson looks towards Barengu with tear-filled eyes. I think that was the scariest thing that I've ever done in my life.
And I'm not sure if you're going to do anything scarier. It should be... he... So yeah, to EJ's comment of proud of you, buddy. It should make clearing out the rest of the sacred lands that much easier.
Coulson does a three-way hug between the horse, Barengu, and Umbu. I think we should get going. Yeah. As he wipes his eyes, we should get moving.
Of course. Until we meet again.
Shifting his form.
Hmm?
Quickly shifting his form, Coulson wild shapes.
Until
Sure,
we meet
why
again. It definitely is more than I who has a desire to return when the time is right. As he kind of says, I don't know, to the Sacred Lands, and he doesn't know who can hear. He still doesn't know how Sacred Lands work.
With as good time as they can. They could either spend the night here and then go to Tokana tomorrow, and then eventually end up in Fu. Or we could just hardcore get to Fu.
As much as spending the night here is fine, I feel like it's one of those points where we can't spend the night here out of like just look the rule of cool. Also, I kind of want to answer whether the Sacred Lands question out loud, because I don't know how to answer that right now.
At the very basic point, a sacred land is a designated area where spiritual presence is much higher. So they're very beautiful pieces of land where you have a bunch of spirits, apparently. And they are essentially the protectors of that area, or the connection to the spirit world. Beyond that, it's kind of just random guess. They apparently, if they die, everything dies. They're apparently connected. There's a lot we don't know about them, and a lot we just expecting to try and hopefully get out of them. There's been a lot of people who are just like, ah yes, the spirit lands, or the sacred lands are super important. Look at all these demons that are corrupting them. But at the end of the day, they just seem kind of like weird druidic hotspots.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely run out right off into the sunset because we can't just like do that pronunciation of love, head off, and then not head off.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of bands there. Moving across. It will take Barengu into the night. But that does not matter much. The sun dipping down beyond the clouds and the horizon. Day transforming into night, which Barengu can still operate himself very clear in. His trusty steed.
Has to rely on his sight.
Relying on the ever true command. His faithful friend.
I never thought about like having like devil sight being super useful like this.
Night is a new moon. The area around blackened. As very soon it becomes almost as pitch. Gray shapes moving by, very faintly familiar. The road around here, treacherous. As a scandal of different stars glitter high above. Watching down, Barengu can only think that perhaps up there, still looking down on them, sits Mother. Perhaps. Within the night, Barengu finally arrives in the annoying city. There's not everyone that made it so troublesome, lining the streets. It's faintly lit from some buildings, still illuminated.
Was this literally one day to get here?
Yeah, he just kind of pressed on and just kept going.
Makes sense.
Still made incredibly good time.
Yeah, because how long did it take us to get there the first time with a party of people? Like, multiple days.
Technically 4 days travel.
Oh, wow. 4 days of
didn't-
travel in one day, that's...
We didn't technically... It's rough numbers.
Yeah. Still.
The occasional man or militant off shift hangs around corners and on the side of the street with his friends. A colorful array, only now pronounced by the dimness of light. Their outfits, even to some extent, perhaps they are so bright for when you are at night, it's easy to recognize them. A strange aspect Barengu had never thought of. Even the forces. The bright blues. Easily discernible when a little bit of light shines upon them. In a way, for an emergency services, surprisingly smart. Something that would never have been thought of just thinking of their purpose. Of course, Barengu did not know where in Fu he would be going. Only his dream would be hint of where the building might have been. So, the only choice is to test that dream's credibility. If the dream Yazoo was similar to real Yazoo, perhaps Barengu would be able to find where they're stationed at.
Either that or, like, find a inn with the most proper stables there is.
Heading up into the community line. Darkness is more prevalent. No lights line the streets. It would be treacherous for anyone else.
Too bad we can't hit light. Do we have any torches to light? Nah.
There's no real point.
Okay.
Umiu's already dozing off, and Coulson really doesn't need to see.
There's a puppers, yeah.
Reaching a small little single-story establishment. Some beautiful stables out of the way. Barengu catches sight. A little doorway open. Almost inviting him in. For the moment of looking at it, a man does walk out. He does not look too very happy. His hair brushed to one side of his face, stranded down. A pair of loosely thinned glasses. Smaller frame. Military form, but the outfit he's wearing is a discommissioned military outfit. On the military outfits, there's a certain patch/sash. It almost hangs around the back. When removed, it signifies someone's disbandure from the military. The forces have a similar means. You can keep your clothing more often than not, but they
But
make
this
it
man
very
had like a older military one.
It's a new outfit. New outfit, you would call it half military, half forces. So he probably does both, if that's even possible. Probably a Yazoo question. He's definitely been disbanded though, and from the look on his face, it's rather recently.
But the door, he came out of the door that looked inviting.
Yep.
Tell me, friend, what's got your spirit so low?
Ah. Well, you see, my entire livelihood has just been painfully removed. A disservice, as you will. He does have a good chunk of dishonor, which looks fresh.
Like, more dishonor than honor?
He's still up there in the honor category, but it's clear he just lost a big chunk, which would be pretty apparent if you got kicked out of the military. But I'm sure it's not anything much for you to concern yourself with. He's very clearly saddened by it. Perhaps whatever he did wasn't necessarily his fault, but it was his care.
Whatever it was, I'd be willing to lend an ear if you needed it. But I believe that you can get back from whatever transpired.
I've been running all my life to get to that position. Fortunately, tactics of military is the only thing I know how. I do appreciate your concern, sir.
Tactics of military. That sounds like a someone who Yazoo would enjoy.
Yeah, but a dishonor tactics in military. I'm afraid it's going to be starting from rock bottom yet again.
I hope you're in luck. Tomorrow at noon, meet me at... Does Brango know any good places around here? Oh, the tea house! I believe there's a tea house. I've never been there before. To the north of the town? Where was it?
I entirely tried to use the cursor on the stream rather than on the
Oh, you were
roll.
looking at stream and tried to move it? Okay, so over here.
There is a good one over there.
I heard of a good tea house to the northeast of here. It is late and I wish to get to bed, but I may be able to help you. But I cannot guarantee anything.
Of course. I would be willing to accept whatever aid you might be able to provide. But I understand if it's too much.
Were you the only one discharged?
No. I had a small portion of those who worked under me discharged as well.
That is good to know. I'll be able to discuss this much better in the morning. For now, you should get some rest yourself. I don't know, that's what I'm gonna figure out tomorrow. It's late, I don't want to just awkwardly stand in the middle of the road at nighttime. This is more or less a Yazoo thing anyways, because it's military. Yazoo's a general, so kingdom, yeah.
May I ask your name, sir?
My name is King Barengu. And what is yours? So, yeah, no, he'd have to introduce himself as King Barengu Bizzlemouth. Because he would have no other choice.
My name is Kuzu Kazalan. It's good to meet you, King Barengu. Bizzlemouth.
I hope I'll be able to help you out. It sounds like although you've had a bad streak, you haven't fallen to rock bottom yet.
I do hope so as well. Please, I'm keeping you far too long. He pulls out a small torch, lighting it up to move his way.
Is the door still kind of like slightly ajar and can be walked through, or?
He has to open it manually now. With his real people hands.
Is this like an inn or what?
It is definitely an inn.
Sounds like there's like some sort of like opposing military faction or something in here. But at the same time, it's whether or not he wants to walk in with his sleepy wife or not. Which realistically, no, he is. No, yeah, he's not going to keep his wife waiting outside. If anything, I'll get Coulson to... I'm going to ask you to watch over White for a moment. Just since I do not wish to get Umu to do it in her current state.
Yeah, sure. I'm awake. I can do that.
Hashtag biases.
Yeah, this generation there is a lot of K names.
Walks in like he owns the place, but not actually.
It's a nice little opening. A slightly rectangular room. Low lidded area, small candles, only light source. Appears the night watch is an older gentleman. A grizzled beard. A more balded head.
Are there more disgraced military in here, or was the dude just drinking his problems away?
It doesn't look like this place serves alcohol or food or anything. He probably ended up meeting one of his superiors here and...
Okay, but I don't see the superior here yet at this point.
No, he probably just has a room here. It is only formal to ask for a room or perhaps a residence.
Yeah.
There could be a chance that Iazu and Zanayako are here. But I mean, the chance is very low.
And even if they are, yeah, I can still get a rooming.
You bet.
Hello. Would an innkeeper be a proper thing to call him?
Yep.
Hello, innkeeper. I wish to purchase a room for myself and an acquaintance of mine. Would you happen to have any rooms available?
Of course, we have a few rooms still available. And can I take down your name?
In this case, no, he's not going to say King Barengu Bizzlemouth, he's just going to say, indeed. is Rengu Bizumo. Is there a flash of recognition in his face or no?
No. As he starts scanning through the paper. After a few seconds, he does have a little bit of a flash. Ah. That reminds me. Your brothers are here. Already have a room for you and your companions.
That is excellent to hear.
From the looks of it, however, your one brother still isn't doing very well.
Do you know what happened to him?
I figured he got into a fight. His lengthy form. Perhaps he got knocked out. They are in this room here. 62. It would be just down this hall, and then take the northern wing. The doors slide, so be careful. As well, your horse can be stabled just outside. Accommodations have already been planned for.
Perfect.
He rings a small little bell as a child comes out.
My friend should be with my horse right now. I'll wait for him here, and then head over once he comes back inside.
Go and help his friend stable the horse. Yes, sir. The kid, maybe around 6, 7 years old, rushes out.
Child labor! Brengu can't see anything wrong with this because he doesn't realize anything about this being a wrong thing to do. Old-timey, this is normal.
It is normal.
Damn it.
In a little amount of time, Coulson does end up coming back in. Thanks, kid. Be sure to stay out of any trouble. Unless it's good trouble.
It appears we are in luck. My brother should have a room here already. Let's go but I assume they're going to be asleep by now.
Yeah, don't worry. I can get us in stealthily. As they start moving down the narrow hallways. At the doorway, Coulson simply does a quick shadow step, and then dislodges the latch. Everyone appears to be sound asleep. This room is fairly simplistic, but it has these cot-like beds laid out. Out of everyone, Yazoo looks the most comfortable, wrapped almost very tightly. Zenaiko has reinstated his bed to be under his bed. Perhaps he wasn't sleeping very well. It's clear it's been some time. For whatever reason, though, Yazoo is asleep. That could be questioned in the morning. there anything Barengu would like to do before he goes to bed?
He'd probably like look out the window for no particular reason other than just to see the city. He has dark vision / double sight, so like if he sees someone lurking outside, technically he'd see it, but like that's not necessarily his intent.
Starting to rain. The window is another sliding door.
I
It
assume
leads
it's
on
locked.
to this little balcony with a stone garden. It is locked. A very nice place to stay, honestly. Nothing like at home, though.
I assume Yazoo wasn't the person that fired him because of obvious reasons, but yeah.
Yazoo can't have been the person who fired him if he's been ill for a couple days.
Yeah.
Coulson
I guess-
simply just flops down onto his bed as Barengu turns around.
Yeah, I assume I already laid down Umu. I'll pat him on the, I'll pat him with 5 points of lay on hands in case he has, any diseases or anything.
Your audio cut out after disease.
I'll pat him on the back with 5 points of lay on hand in case he has any diseases, I think. But, I guess I don't know if it does remove a disease, do I?
No, that will have to wait till the morning.
Yeah.
Crawling into the little cot-like bed, Barengu can finally get some well-deserved rest. I don't want to say this, Tim, but I think you got this man fired.
Wait, what?
Huh?
The Kuzu guy.
What happened? What do you
Unless
mean?
they have the exact same name. I not you, Trangaru. I think Trangaru got him fired for stealing the clipboard of important military secrets.
Oh my
Oh
goodness, you're
no!
right!
You ran into the nerd? Oh,
Holy
sorry.
fuck! You ran into the nose!
Oh my god. This is a toxic work environment. We created a dependency.
Oh
for
my
the-
goodness, literally we stole him. We're stealing the guy that's really good.
Oh my gosh. We're toxic. Well, no, but yes. That
Wait, so
situation's toxic.
Lambda is staying here too?
No, chances are he went because he was a member of the forces and
Yeah.
partially military. And when we talked to him before, he was like, "However, I've worked a long way to get here." Ha 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 ha. Trangaru has the clipboard. He probably goes home to his boss. Is like, "I lost it," and he's like, "You lost what?"
I'm glad he's alive, but I thought there'd be a harsher punishment than firing. I don't know.
I mean, you can't kill the dude.
I thought it'd be I don't know, jail? If I lost an entire dossier of a potential, threat to my society.
They aren't the government. They can't put people in jail.
Oh.
Like this is entirely a forces-based document. There is no
Ooh.
jail. If anything, I'm now worried they're just going to kill him. But he suffers a great dishonor. He's probably never getting back into any sort of military or he's probably blacklisted from his entire job position.
Oh my gosh.
Except
This is such a villain origin story.
Barengu saw it and was like, "Hey friend, what's up? You seem pretty down. You received a huge honor hit, but I'm optimistic towards my own people."
He's gonna be oh gosh. I think this is gonna be hilarious how this plays out.
I just really hope he never learns that y'all were the ones to do that.
This is gonna be the first secret me and Yazoo keep. Oh frick, Trangaru's gonna snitch, bro.
Just keep him
We
away
can-
from Tringaru.
We can kill him. We can kill him.
Good
Trengaru doesn't need a bee.
I was thinking about the nerd, not trying. Oh my gosh, different pages, same method. Okay.
Kill both of them. There's no one to snitch there.
No. I love them both. Why can't we all just be friends? Maybe he's super understanding about losing a job he really wanted.
Don't worry. I came from a low family and did everything I could to raise up the ranks to a high-ranking, like, military forces personnel. And I had my entire life crushed in my probably early 20s, meaning
That's like midlife.
that's like past midlife.
That's
That's like
past midlife. That's 75.
it's like a 50-year-old, 60-year-old equivalent guy being like, well, time to reinvent my life.
I didn't do anything. This is all on TJ. Sorry. I had to make the joke of blaming you.
I took the
Hectic.
puppy. I took the puppy for the walk, and he ripped up some other nerd's homework. I'm sorry, okay? I'm so sorry. It was the nerd's thesis, and just down the drain. Oh gosh. It'll be
Oh.
fine. This is juicy. It's fine.
Alright, I'm gonna go grab some water. One moment.
Yay.
Oh,
I
intervention.
didn't realize that was the same nerd.
So essentially, Trangaru is pretty much a MMO protagonist
Yeah,
with memory problems,
correct. Yes. We
where
could see
Trangaru
in
can
third
see
person.
things from the top-down perspective.
And he has like auto steal equip. Like his hands, he doesn't. I don't think he needs to make. He doesn't steal with his hands. I don't think he means to steal at
I
all.
think
but
he Skyrim
like-
pickpockets people uncontrollably.
yeah, exactly.
Like- That's what it seems like. I don't know how true it is.
It do be feeling like that. It do be. And like he just stole. Well, I'm proud of him because that's like we have all this plot, but then again, Big Brother's like in a coma, but for the plot though. So this is so juicy. So this man is working at the tavern. Is that what's happening?
No, this man pretty much was meeting a superior here.
Oh.
Sorry. There's a sheepy scream. Oh.
That was funny.
I was not expecting the sheep scream.
Yeah. That's how we react whenever Chingaru has something controversial in his inventory.
I wish that was me screaming. I can't make that sort of scream.
Oh. So he's meeting a superior at this tavern? Yeah.
Meeting the superior at the tavern, and then pretty much was like, got fired, got dishonored, probably because he tried to defend himself for losing all the documents, but dishonorable discharge dishonors a physical stat. Pretty much while leaving, Barangu kind of just got lucky and was like, oh, hey man, you seem sad.
Aw. So he
Dishonorable
just...
discharge, that sucks. That's just recent.
Oh gosh.
I'm sure you didn't intend anything bad.
The perfect
Did
storm.
you hear the screaming sheep sound effect?
I did. I heard it through your voice channel though.
Oh, okay, that's how loud it was. That's good to know. Yes, I timed it right. Oh, you better have saw my face while doing that.
Oh no. No, I missed it. I'm sorry.
I'm glad that Alan saw it. Alright, play it again. I'm ready. And TJ, you better be ready too.
Yeah, okay, I'm watching his stream. I'm looking at the phone.
Okay, I'm relying on you, Alan. The suspense is killing me.
Oh my gosh. What if it never no, there's no way Alan would do it 3 times in a row. It's just It's implausible.
Once each minute? That's horrible. Why would I ever put such a limit on that? Maybe because it's really loud.
Oh, time limited. Okay.
Yeah, but like I had no clue
ult,
there was a time limit there.
his ult is on cooldown. It's okay.
Yeah, his ult is on cooldown. That's good to know. That was not an intentional thing. That's me being incompetent with technology sort of thing of like, I know that it's gonna just be a box or something where I just have to select the box or something. Okay, I'm ready. Are you ready, TJ?
I'm watching. I'm watching. Your eyes get so crazy.
Oh, I love it.
That's so good.
Just a scare. Oh, that was fun.
That's amazing. So that voice thinger happens to your character automatically? Are you actually making that face, or is it the pro? Or do I not ruin the illusion?
So essentially, with how this works, you can have a few things, like looking up will cause me to kind of go into that face, and looking down will give me the shadows and stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
But I have all my keys set to like... Yay, you clipped it! Oh my goodness, I'm so happy. I'm gonna just Control-C this quickly. And then save this so I always have it.
Aw. Memories for the memes.
Yeah. Oh, that was such good, perfect timing the first time around too. Oh. Right, but essentially I have it like set to F1's this face. It's gonna be delayed for you, TJ. F2 is like the depressed face. Together they make my favorite AFK face. F3 is like angry face, which I never use. Because I never get angry.
Whoa, those eyes are so intense.
And then F5 is... scares me.
F5.
Yeah, F1 plus F2, those ones are definitely my favorites. I like this more than just a single one alone. F5 is literally just a bit more sociopathic, like... Honestly, I asked for this wrong. F5 was not my favorite. It's kind of like, well, this is my fault. I can't really complain about, like, how this turned out, because honestly, it was kind of my fault it didn't turn out as great, because I didn't understand what they were asking.
Ooh, wait, is it just a smiling one?
It's just sociopathic smiling versus, like... You can kind of see the, range thing. I'm stuck. With that 5, I'm forced to smile.
It looks cute still. Probably not. I get it if it wasn't what you're going for, though. But
it's not necessarily what I was going for. I wasn't quite sure, but, like... I had no clue how it was worked, so I went in blindly. I like the face rigging, too. It's just, like... Oh, I have so much fun. I'm gonna pretend that's my actual eyes derping out too. If I kind of like squint, it'll just like.
Oh, you can wink. That's
blink.
Cool. That's cool.
Yeah, the weird thing of if I like, my eyes. Oh. But if I like wink, and then I wink with the other eye, it will do like a blink before I wink for some reason.
Whoa.
Sometimes.
That's cool.
It's so much fun. Much fun. I think it looks nice too. Even while before I started streaming, I was like just testing out the face model, and I just like have it in the background and just look at it as it moves back and forth, just because it's like so fun to just like make random faces.
Hmm.
And like, even with like the bass thing, there's like a lot of different ranges you can get, because like, if I'm like listening to this story, I'll just be like, make a like upset face, or like kind of like adjust it so I'm like looking at the camera, or like I really like the kind of like serious sad face, because it's like if you see only the
Yeah.
bottom half of the eyes, it actually gives a really cool effect.
Yeah. Serious. Just
Can you do this face? I'm pretty sure that is this face. Oh, Alan, since you're here and like, okay, actually I want to show these off again because I'm so stoked. I need them 50 followers eventually because I got something I really want to do, and that's the emotes. I got some emotes because I was like super excited for them,
Ooh.
and like they turned out really good, and I love them, and they're great.
Oh, it's the ones with the yeah, the things you showed earlier.
Okay. So there's Cozy, Derp, and Insomniac. Which one do y'all want to see first?
Dealer's choice or Alan's choice.
Also technically this was like off stream I showed TJ. But like like they got done real quickly. All right, ready for the Insomnia?
Ooh, the clicking machine. Yeah. Oh. I love
Also,
the golden.
I've gone full
timing.
sleep mode. There we go, I'm back. Okay, so storyline mode. I suppose it would be like Cozy first, then you'd go like into Insomnia, and then once you don't Insomnia long enough, your brain just goes Bert. Yeah, I love Derp. So both, other than the star on the front of the hat, I have that hat minus the star on like the front of it, and I have this skeleton mug, and they're both great and wonderful. Derp is like, yeah, it's so good. Oh, it's like super big, and like usually I put like Earl Grey tea double in there, and it's like the perfect size to just leave the Earl Grey tea in there and let it like just steep. Where like usually you have to like remove the Earl Grey because it's a strong tea early, but nah, with that mug, with this mug, it like you can just leave it in there the whole time and it's like perfect. It's the small things in life you gotta appreciate. But I wanna get like the follower 50 nonsense so I can have emotes so I can use them in other people's chats because Insomnia Sheep is great.
So good. I love the eyes.
Oh yeah, I guess that's the only one that gets to show my like weird eyes. Terrible. I figured people would really relate with Insomnia Sheep. It's like the #1 reason why I got Insomnia Sheep. Yeah. Well, I don't even know, like, I can, like, kind of cross my eyes, like, to the center. I cannot, like... I don't know anyone who can, like, cross their eyes in 2 separate ways outside of, away from the center of your face. Those are words. Oh, I like them so much. Oh, the person who did it... I better have put their, like, information down in the description area. I need to double check if I did or didn't. If I didn't, I'll be like, why? Oh, I haven't yet. I need to get their, like, information down there because, like, they did a great job. I like them. I just need to figure out, remember how to get to them. Yeah, I'll go back to no, okay. Boo 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 boo. Wayfarers, essentially, I've got most of the stuff ready to go. I wanted to do some streams, but I was very kind of bad. I was like, oh, I'm gonna stream, like, earlier this week, and I'm gonna do, like, the lore that I wanted to create, because I have the battle planned out in my head of, like, what the first combat's gonna be. But I kind of got, like, addicted to Odd Taxi, and, like, I binge-watched that. I'm like, okay, one more episode, and then I'm gonna stream. And then I finished the entire series. I'm like, no, not what I meant to do. But, essentially, all we need to do is... Mia's been kind of busy, which is, like, you know, I get it. I've been there before, too. But, essentially, what we need to do is... get a day... make sure we select the players, and then we're pretty much good to go for Wayfarers stuff. Yes, this week was my 1 week off work, and then next week, aka today actually, I'm working 2 days this week. Just because 2 days is nothing. I can still stream. I technically will have work later on today, but, like, you know, it's easy to stream now and then come back later and stuff. Hold on, give me a second before I go to the lore talk. Future emotes by Control V. Submit? Does that work? Is that gonna be way too long? That is going to be way too long, isn't it? I don't think I ended it properly. I'm gonna figure that out later. I'll fix that later. But as for lore's sake coming along, Wayfarers Guild lore. I haven't added much to, like, the actual lore page. Once again, lore is, like... lore is just, like, whatever every other person adds to the game. Magitech Society, Atlantis, do-do-do-do-do-do. Yeah, kind of, like, it's like, the point of the lore is like it kind of just keeps on being added as people join. It's definitely gonna be like a one-shot campaign of no like the long overarching storylines are supposed to be just contained into the single one-shots. Yeah. Yeah, that's the best way to do it. I want to once we can actually do the first session, then the nice thing is that we can essentially, I'm hoping to get more streamers in there or something, or like if anyone wants to stream a mission or something, then we can do that essentially, just because I don't want to like put all the weight on Tamira. If not, if this is not going to work out and like things kind of get shaky, I have some other projects I can focus on I can focus on other projects as well. I just want to kind of, I really like the Wayfarers Guild idea, and I want to like focus on that right now. I love that one. Yes, for lore yeah, lore contributions. They give items. I think people are used to like giving items because I don't think much DMs, especially streamer DMs, want lore contributions.
Lore contribution gets tanked.
Yeah, essentially. But like that's fun. I kind of like it. It helps me with like the. It is super fun working with people to create lore and stuff. Also, welcome back, Justin.
Thank you.
Wayfarer.
I'm back.
Just an orphanage for wannabe adventurers. Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah, kind of.
Hey, Alan.
Oh. Ah man, I really do like the idea of like Wayfarers Guild. But yeah, definitely if I hope it works out. It should work out. I have no reason to not think it's gonna work out. DM Senpai noticed me.
I notice a lot, but not everything. Yeah. You mentioned a little while ago why I ended up typing. Because technically, when I'm reading, if I can just write a little like message like just quickly. Most of the times though that I'm stuck writing, so I won't be able to say anything.
Yeah. Writing a message is a lot easier than interrupting the flow, and like I get it. I do the same thing.
And when other people are talking, that's specifically when I can't respond. Because if Raylan's speaking, I'm writing. But if I'm speaking, I'm just reading over here, and I can kind of do.
Had the exact same experience of like y'all are speaking. It's not even about like D&D stuff or not even the campaign, and it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna type something quickly because like I'm really invested in this conversation, but I'm also invested in chat. Also, yeah, no, Justin, you're kind of like a mad lab at multitasking. I can do it under certain situations.
Like, this would be one of my situations where I can sort of, but I try.
You're not gonna get any paragraphs. Zoning out while working and like imagining stuff in my brain space while like, I don't know, I'm like moving produce.
I split myself into two. One that's like essentially a leadership, a dictator, and the other one's just like super compliant and makes guns.
And then there's your normal personality, but we don't talk about.
And then when we fuse together, no, just kidding.
Alright, so
That was a Lambda reference.
oh, Lambda, that makes so much more sense. I was super confused. I was like, what are you doing making guns? What personality makes guns? Alright, y'all all ready to continue?
Aye,
You
aye,
ready to
Captain.
wake up?
Wake me up.
Wake me up inside.
Can't wake up?
Wake me up. Before you go.
Go juice.
For you, go juice.
Ah!
Oh man, I can't wake up. Can't wait to wake up and take care of my brother Yazoo and not have any other friends show up suddenly.
Okay, so I was like, I muted myself on Discord, but I didn't mute myself on like the stream. So like the scream sound alert played again, and like I screamed alongside with it, and like y'all did not react in the slightest. I'm like, oh well then, I guess it's okay.
Oh no, we heard it. We're just used to it. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Constant scream of terror.
Yeah, I woke up. Scream woke me. Scream woke.
With the sun shining through the paper-thin walls, Zanayako is greeted by another worrying but also friendly morning. The sun, faint, filling the room almost like a candle or a lantern. Yazoo's been out for the last couple days. Even still, he sits there peacefully. At least Barangu's as radiant as ever.
Yeah, I keep rubbing my eyes to see if I'm actually seeing what I'm seeing. I look out the window to the sun. Did you put that here? Is this a vision or is this real?
The window is a sliding door.
Oh, yeah. I go out and see if I reach out. I'm like, is this another dream? And I touch the Barangu figure.
Does Barangu wake up to that, or is Barangu just knocked out because of late night riding?
Do you go to bed in
Isn't
complete
woken up by that, but getting the disconnect will 100% wake him up. As
Do I get stuck?
Those hands stick.
Huh? Barangu! I jump on top of him, give him a hug.
Barangu kind of was like confused. Hello, morning, Zanayako. Is everything alright?
I can't believe you're here. I wasn't sure if you're going to find us or not. I'm so happy to see you.
That's a bit silly, Zanayako. Of course I was. Now I think you're being a bit loud for the morning.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Yazoo! Barangu's here!
I assume Yazoo does not wake up.
I really, really hope that would work, because I know how much Yazoo loves Barangu.
Well, the other people in the room are very much woken up.
There's other... Coulson! I'm still stuck.
Do you want to roll your athletics or strength check to get out of my sticking to me?
Yeah, we'll do that. I mean, maybe not. Actually, probably not. Let me check my strength. My strength is -1.
You can always try.
Yeah. Nope. No, it's 16. Thank you. Maybe you have healing magic that might work better. Yazoo's been asleep for like, how many days has it been? 3, 4?
Ordering 5.
It depends on what has happened to him. Also, be more careful when touching me. I know you are excited, but...
Oh, I'll get off.
Try again.
Sorry, it's a 10. Okay, how about we pull on the same time, okay? 1, 2, 3. There we go.
Barengu didn't pull. He was using this as a lesson to you.
I'll flourish my radiant wings and just fly off. Coulson.
Who all is other Lambda here?
Not at this room, no. But other Lambda is technically here. The rest of those mad lads are in a other room. Because we don't want to spend time with them.
So is it just Coulson?
Coulson, Barengu, Yazoo, Senayako. And technically Tran is here for some reason, but we don't question that.
Umiu isn't? Or is she?
Umiu is here. Umiu is more the obvious one. And technically Lou and Fu are in the corner.
Oh yes, because they're bros.
They haven't really gotten much directive to move or do anything, so they've just kind of been
guarding.
patrolling.
I hope you will focus and let me know what happened to Yazoo.
I don't want to. Senayako feels conflicted because he doesn't want to tell Big Bro of like the things that we acquired. He looked into the past, and it was really, really intense, Barengu. I looked into his mind, and there was a lot of things we saw about Dad that are different than how we grew up. And I prayed to the gods to help take care of Yazoo, and they chose to put him asleep because I think that's how much pain he was in. And I can't get him to wake up.
Now is
Big
not the
weird.
time to cry, young Senayako. You must be brave and stalwart. As faith you would have that I would find you, you should have faith that our brother will recover. He is strong after all.
Puts forearm over eyes, starts wiping in his sleeve. You're right. I hate to see you guys get hurt in any way. It's just a lot, okay? And wipes his tears. Please, can you try talking to him? Please?
I will motion Umiu to come over to, like, roll a medicine herself, because I think...
I'm gonna cast guidance on Umiu as well if she's doing a check. So I'll add a D for that shenanigans. Ooh. I don't have anyone who could do help action. Sorry.
It's cool, it's cool.
I don't think his life is in danger, but I'm not sure how to wake him up. Umiu is a little bit dejected by that nature.
I'm certain
Perhaps all he needs is rest.
I'm certain that is right.
Thank you, Umiu.
Umiu nods, a little dejected.
Is Barengu able to, like, see anything in particular? Like, I assume Barengu doesn't sense anything special about this situation.
Divine sense, it looks like he's definitely put under by something celestial or radiant. So at the very least, whatever he's being put under by is not inherently a bad thing.
I am certain when the time for him to wake up comes, he will wake up. But with my divine sense, whatever is making him sleep will most likely have the best intents.
Okay.
Besides, we can't get too heartfelt. I mean, he'll wake up when he does. He may not see himself very highly, but I think he's pretty cool.
He is super cool. And I go up and just take my best friend Coulson to a giant bear hug, but it actually connects this time because I cast guidance with one sorcery point to do greater expanse of divine sorcerer to add a positive energy charge to the cast, therefore making him neutral charge if my hypothesis is correct.
Also gets ready to flick you, hug onto him.
Oh, you can hug him now.
And am I not shadowy anymore? What's this tingling feeling?
I learned a new trick.
Suppose that answers my question of, at least, some of you've been doing while we were away. Was there anything else you managed to accomplish?
Really trying not to bring up the lead. We of Yoden, I think actually they're not bad. They ended up apologizing and punishing the one who hurt Umyu. And it turns out Lambda is split and is a half of a person. And apparently Lambda's confused. This Lambda is more meek and giant, and the other one's more like a warrior leader. And she's a descendant of the Chitin bloodline, so that's what the Yoda is on the throne. So, Konichi, sorry. So, I had this really crazy idea of maybe like, well, I'm not sure, but maybe a political marriage or something to like appease all sides. But Yoden are really strong, big brother, and they would actually make an amazing Kingsguard if we could only win them over.
I see. While I was away after defeating a demonic snake in the most northwest part of the Sacred Lands. I'm sorry, I got distracted by Oni-san. I had a dream of the sorts. In that dream, Yazu told me many similar things. In fact, everything he said.
Yeah.
Wait, no, he didn't tell me those things because he. Right, we didn't know that at the time. Barangu never heard that, did he?
No.
He did tell me about Lambda, though. He spoke to me of Lambda and her nature.
Big brother spoke to you in a dream?
Indeed.
Whoa.
In that dream, I also met the other Lambda. He's keeping his voice down because he doesn't want to disturb Yazu's rest.
Big brother is always watching.
But if Lambda so happens to share that memory, then things will be more or less resolved for the time being. It is whether or not if that dream was shared.
Oh man, you guys are both just flying around in the dream realm. That's so cool.
I believe this may be one of the situations where Yoden the Way came from.
That's what that means.
But unfortunately I can't confirm my suspicions since Yazu's still asleep.
So what are we going to do?
My plans have not changed as of yet. I spoke with some man named... I assume Branko remembers the name because I don't, because I have more things in my brain space.
Kaz something?
Kuzu, Kazlin.
Kuzu Kazlim, who seemed to have been recently discharged from whatever position he was in.
Does that name trigger? Or did I just forget?
It's best not to remember that you've met this man.
Yeah, there we go.
My thoughts was that Yazu may enjoy this man, although he's been dishonored recently.
Dishonor.
Indeed. A discharge from any sort of military would lead to dishonor. I do not know what he has done yet, but he said he spent his whole life with tactics. I believe that he might make an excellent addition for Yazu to use.
A tactics guy getting discharged from the military? Doesn't that mean he leaked information or something?
It was a feeling that it wasn't entirely his fault for some reason. Of course, that's what I was going to confirm later on today at noon. I remember you speaking about a tea house of the sorts.
Oh,
Yeah, there is supposed to be a tea house around here, isn't there?
Have we been yet?
Haven't been yet, no.
Oh yeah, I think it was the one Kilihile, or one of the guys mentioned.
Indeed.
I think also just in the background, the math meme where all the all the equations are floating in front of his face kind of pop up when just considering like, oh, a leak? That's really interesting.
But I suppose we know the sacred lands with the most problems. It really depends on when Yazu will wake up. Perhaps it's possible to commune with the deities at some point to see if there's some sort of divine premonition of when he will wake up. But I do have one other question for you. Does Brangu want to bring this up in front of other people, or,
This should be at the very bare minimum, him, Zanaiko, and maybe Umiu, and that's it.
It's something that I should discuss with you alone.
Gives a concerned, not a concerned look, but a curious look, and nods. Do you want me to tell everyone to leave, or?
I think Barangu would, look at people as in, like, look at everyone except for Umiu. Because Umiu isn't involved. Of just, like, I said that for a reason.
Oh, right.
I just kind of like, yeah, give Colson one last hug, and it's like, I'll talk to you later, buddy.
I'll talk to you too. As he dips into a shadow, vanishing.
Cool.
It's super cool. From the looks of it, Lu and Vu have no ability to actually leave.
Lu and Bu are,
Neither does Yazu.
yeah, that doesn't matter. Trangaru, though,
Changaru, maybe you should go with Colson, okay?
Oh, I'm back. Oh, I'll go with Colson.
he's
He
out!
just walks out.
The fuck was that? I'm back!
My eyes just go really, really wide. Oh no. He
was
lost
AFK?
Yeah. He was AFK.
Just standing there AFK?
Yeah, he was like, oh, boring cutscene. Oh, I could play again. Yeah, I'm out. He skipped the dialogue.
Oh, golly.
Oh, I love him.
I'm concerned about that, Matt. As now it's just the three of us and Umiu, I take it?
Umu and the
Lu
other
and
two.
Yeah. Lu and Bu were undead, which...
They don't really count as real people.
And then Lambda's gone too, right? Ah!
Wrong one, I'm sorry. It's okay. Sometimes you just have to let it scream out, I guess.
That's like our reaction to Trangaru. I'm back.
So, wait.
Something really wrong with that bed.
There
Is
is
Autumn-
something that has been brought up by that dream lambda. If it was a dream, perhaps it's my inner psyche telling me... No, not inner psyche. My inner thoughts. Warning me. Sorry, I just realized Autumn made a pun. Both of your names were purple, so that... Oh, goddamn, okay. I'm gonna... Alright, back to business. Perhaps it was my inner mind warning me of a foreboding future. But... would the god Hakumba's tenant conflict with the law of the great empire, stating that women must not have the rights of man?
No, Hakumba's about one of the core tenets of Hakumba is to protect your own. And for a lot of our people in our history, there haven't been men to do the protecting, so females have had to rise up. And I think Hakumba delights in that. That no matter what gender they are expressions of his protection. And to the eyes of the Empire, they call him the exiled god of midnight. And maybe that's why. Maybe that was one of the things that were just too controversial for him. For them.
I see. I suppose you do not know the reason why the god Hakumba was exiled, do you? So
I think I'm gonna make a religiones check, yeah? Or would that be
That would be
wisdom?
religion would be the best one of all.
Okay. Ready? High Priestess with a +0. Let's go! It's an 11. Hey, Hakumba.
He was exiled because he was on the wrong side of a fight. He ended up choosing to fight for the sake of people, rather for the fight of gods. And he was exiled because the gods won, however the people won. He was exiled for the fact that in their first bout, Hakumba sided with people. The gods won. In their second bout, he redeemed himself by being on the side of humanity as humanity won. There's no idea what this fight was even about or when it happened, but that's the baseline.
Long ago, gods and mortals were in opposition, except for one, and that god's name was Hakumba. During the first exchange of blows, the gods were victorious, and for that, they saw Hakumba as a traitor. But eventually, the mortals rose up and were able to even the playing field. And when the mortals saw Hakumba's support and that he was exiled for his faith in humanity, I guess he was raised back up in a sense. So I think inherently he just believes in the value of people, no matter what they are gender-wise.
Brangu thinks well of that.
I'm gonna
It
Uh,
could. Hmm?
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Zanako considers telling Brangu about Kira, but just really feels like up in the air, doesn't know which direction Big Bro's gonna go, and is kind of scared, to be honest.
I suppose it is still one of those things of my path has not changed. I must travel to Hakumba and Burb.
Silkana.
Thank you, Silkana, and win their favor. For I am told that I carry the favor of eternal service and of the sun. But of our two land deities, they favor Lambda more. As Lambda does have 7 retainers, but no spouse slot.
7 retainers?
Indeed.
Wow. Whoa. That means, wait, Silkana and Hukumba have been talking to her. Whoa.
She
Mind
also spoke of a trial of having the 2 kings compete for the rightful position at top. But instead of competing, I propose that we just work together to avoid the past mistakes of our ancestors.
Beautiful, Brangu.
A lot of
It's
the
a-
ideas and plans she has the same. And as I tackle many of the plans that she was not unable to tackle, she has seen some blind spots that we were unable to see from where we grew up. As it sounds like she may have a lot more people following her than any one of us might have thought to begin with. Although it seems like you have already discovered that.
Your humility is adding to your radiance, King Brangu. That's honestly very, very selfless of you. I know that titles can often be coveted and we try to protect them with our pride, but your concern of just doing what's right, no matter who gets the credit. I really admire that about you.
It would be dishonorable to do otherwise. If not only one generation were to have made a mistake, to have the following generation to repeat it. I'm sure nobody would be pleased about that.
That's right. We're not going to repeat the mistakes of the past. My eyebrows furrow and a really intense look of determination kind of marks my face.
Of course, she has agreed to accept my heir as the next rightful place of the throne.
Really?
Indeed, it was only natural since I was the one to receive a spousal slot for a retainer, as she, in return, she gained 2 more.
Wow. That's so much. You don't know how much we were worrying about this before. I thought I'd have to get married for a political reason, but you legit just fixed it all in your sleep. That's crazy.
Even if things were
my
not
wings
fixed.
kind of unfurl.
Even if things were not fixed, I would deny any request for you to be married for a political reason in this situation. My plan was to improve myself beyond a doubt, as there would be no reason for you to get married to fix a situation like that. Even
Thanks.
once I have proven myself worthy to have a solo king position, I still plan to accept Lambda, as long as all the words she has said is true and I can speak to the deities about her claims of being a rightful heir.
That's really exciting. Should we maybe, if you're making a trip to Silkana and Hokumba, maybe we should, do you think she'll want to come along? just so that we're all on the same page?
That would probably not be for the best. It is much quicker if I were to go with Umu, as she does not need to do the same trip that I do. As well, that is much in the future. I'm going to fix the Sacred Lands before I do that trek.
I don't know, big brother. I think you should consider it. A little bit of a ritual. Imagine two potential heirs making a mecca across the lands, only to be blessed and confirmed by the deities themselves. I think that might be a really cool tradition that no one's ever done before. Think about it. Think about it. I'll have to decide now, and I'm 100% ready to help you make everything right with the Sacred Lands. But, I don't know, just imagining that made me really excited. And I know you don't have to do it.
Barangu probably is thinking about his words and thinking about something to say as he looked at his hand, which was pierced, remembering what he promised if he was not to unite the Sacred Lands. Are you able to be strong, Zunaiko?
Yes, I am.
Then I will take your words to heart, as I know that you will not dishonor me by having the weakness that comes from hearing such dreadful news. But upon being in the Sacred Lands just east of here, I vowed that if I were not able to complete my blade and return to those lands, that I would sacrifice my position, not just as king, but my rightful place in the afterlife.
I put a hand on his shoulder, and whether you wear a crown or wander aimlessly as a spirit in this realm, you will always be my brother.
I will not let it get to that point.
Neither will I.
As you must unattach your hand from my shoulder again.
Stop bringing attention to it. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. We're Gucci. That's how strong
your
I
high
am,
rolls
bro.
when you don't need to.
That's how strong I am, bro. You asked me to be strong. Boop. Magnet broken. There we go.
Cool, thanks for letting me know. Bye, roommate. I might have more time, just because they're going shopping.
Yay.
I guess that begs the question of, what do you plan on doing today for Barangu and Zunaiko? Barangu has a meeting that
I have a meeting. Barangu
doesn't
wants to
currently
check
have
with
a
Zunaiko
general-
with the whole cult process, if he's made any progress with that.
Sorry, what?
If he's made any progress with the whole cult thing.
Well, probably not. Wait, cult? As in like the Akumatsu cults? Or like the people here believing in eel cult? Quotation marks cult.
Yeah, the Akumatsu, all the worshipping the apocalyptic beasts.
Probably haven't. I wouldn't even know how to get started. I was way too concerned about Yazoo, like... yeah. My focus has just been on Yazoo.
As much as, it's... Because there is that problem in Tilla still, which, needs to be resolved.
Mm-hmm.
Is
there... Do you want me to go deal with that?
You don't have to? Okay. because Berengu cannot wait for Yazu to wake up. Essentially,
Yeah, no, it's fair. I could.
I got here within a day, so realistically, Lambda, if she's inside, is Lambda inside Fu right now, or is she somewhere else?
She was theoretically not inside Fu. We didn't have an exact pinpoint. We knew she was in South Hinika. Which means she might be in between places, or she might be in Zorji.
Okay.
Probably
Probably Zorgi because that's political capital.
Is there I'm trying to find a non-meta way to not split the party. But so what's Bring? So Big Brother, what are you up to today?
I will be having a meeting with the man I met, but I will probably make a round in the loop of. Fuck, how do I describe this?
The nearby Sacred Lands?
The nearby sacred lands that we have not visited yet, to ensure that they're safe and secure. And then upon finishing that, I will hope that Yazu is awake. I believe there will be many demons within the sacred lands above Rakshin, as that may require perhaps even a military force to assist with.
Please don't go alone. Please.
I'm confident with the other sacred lands, but I'm aware of my own limitations when it comes to Rakshin.
Can you promise me you won't go to Rakshin alone? Or the Sacred Lands up north of Rakshin alone?
I do not intend to. Of course, I will not promise it for the...
Very angrily and kind of brattily, like, sticks up a pinky for a pinky promise. Promise.
Holds up his hand and closes it if the worst comes to worst. And that is if the U2 fall, as I am left alone. That would be the only time I go.
Okay.
I will not make that promise because as long as I still breathe, I will make sure I complete this task. Even if I were to fall, I would try my hardest to complete them even still.
Okay.
So I will not promise that. But you do not need to worry, since I do not plan to tackle them alone.
Okay.
Does
I'll
Brandon want to remove his hand from Zanaiko's hand?
Oh, fuck.
I'll give you the help action. I'll give you the help action. You just need to beat a 16. It's fine. Fine.
I don't know if help action actually works.
18.
A bit of a sigh of like, yeah, that was, should have expected that.
I'll take me and the boys will, I don't know, maybe look for some temples nearby. Maybe there's a few like Hakumba, Eternal Service, Sun, and Sakana people nearby.
I believe it is proper for you to start focusing on your duties. You have been helping us with ours for long enough.
But who's going to watch over Yazu though? I think I should bring him to the temple. Maybe find a cart or something. Wait, did we steal one? I totally forgot. We hailed one properly. It's fine. Yeah.
We also do own one.
Oh,
We
right.
own one. Also, secure the location first. I'm certain that Umiu is able to watch over Yazu.
Oh, my death plague is tingling. I don't like this. Okay. Um, yeah.
I can watch over Yazoo. I'm sure there are duists and Toy here as well.
Yeah, I haven't actually ran into them since we got to the city. Um,
You've ran into duists once.
except for one time.
I'm certain they have their own missions ahead of them.
Mm. Big brother, would you have any objections with taking Yazoo home? I feel as this is just a lot to take in being in a new place, and I want him to feel somewhere safe when he wakes up. And also, I know that we have a lot more people to trust in Limbus Falls than we do in Fu. There's a lot going on here, and I'm trying to like think of a way to like pack mule the secret journals onto Yazoo and getting it out of the city.
If we are traveling back to Limbus Fall, it may give me a wider variety for the utmost south. Sacred Lands. It is by far the largest and maybe the hardest to appease.
Mm-hmm. I think that may be best. There's not much for Fu except for the thing is though, Yazoo came here to win the hearts of the forces, and for word to spread around that the general is lying bedridden under their noses, I wouldn't want anything of the sort of them to think that he's weak or anything.
I told Lambda, for if the dream was real, to come to Limbus Fall.
So it's destiny then. We'll return to Fu when we're all in our full strength. That way we could coordinate with the forces to deal with the sacred land above Rakshin.
Don't say that. I like the sound of this alternate lambda. What does that truly even mean?
Oh, she was just the person that was split in two, and one has certain qualities and the other has opposing qualities. That's all.
That's normal.
Actually, we have like a great grandma that was a half spirit, and then when she had a child, that spirit split into a full spirit and a full human. So it's not completely foreign, but I get how it could be strange. It's okay. It makes sense if it feels strange. Spirit stuff, you know? Though I don't know if Lambda's a spirit.
I think of them as sisters for now. Perhaps twins.
Twins! That's the word I was looking for. Except they could fuse together to become one person.
Brangu's sitting there. He looked noble and dignified, but has no clue anything about how that works. But kind of is forced to accept it.
I'll do my best while we prepare for our next advancement. But for the time being, why don't I cook us all some breakfast?
Okay. I really miss the food you make, Umiyu. I really do. So what was Brangu's response to like the taking Yazoo to Olympus Falls plan though?
It was pretty much, yeah, let's travel down from food. He'll hit the sacred lands that he hasn't been to
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah.
On the way.
Cool,
And then pretty much at Limba's Fall, if his dream was real, if he had the dream of talking to Lambda, and if that was like actually a real thing, then she should be there as well, or getting there.
Cool. I'm going to as soon as I'm going to take a good amount of time to hide the documents in Yazoo's clothing, and maybe taking it off of the clipboard, rolling it and up certain sleeves and different pouches and compartments.
Hiding it all over his body, so if even one is found, not all of them are.
Exactly. And the clipboard, I'm going to... It's so beautiful, and I look at it, I think the spycraft thing to do would be to destroy it, but then the, if it's beautiful enough, I'm not sure if Yazoo would want it. Could I make a insight check? Like, what would my really cool super spy brother do? I'm gonna do I guess, a insight check? Or is that just a wisdom?
You could try an insight. I think that would work.
Let's do insight. 17.
Yazoo's awake, he's just pretending to sleep.
Yazoo seems to be pained but calm. And if you were to take a guess what he would want to do with the clipboard, it would be that the documents were more important.
I'm getting rid of this evidence. That's part of my thing for today. Yeah. I'm gonna try to train Changaru to plant stuff on people instead of taking stuff from people.
Empties his inventory on somebody completely.
yeah.
You're messing with a dangerous force, and that's called, like, a
Quick.
Skyrim MMO player.
Yeah.
Just wait till he gets explosives.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a bomb in my inventory? Wait, there's a bomb in my...
Okay, thank you so
NPCs
much.
are too stupid to look at their inventory.
Well, I'm glad we're on the same page. I'll get the boys ready for a good travel. Make sure we have everything we need. I'll try to get in contact with Duis and let him know what we're doing, and I'll get ready for a trip, our little trek, our Hinako World Tour. Yeah. Anyways, thank you. Yeah. Brother, are you okay if I just have a moment with Yazoo? I'm just gonna do some prayers, and also just I'm just gonna really think about everything he's taught me.
Of course.
Have a moment. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Frank will get up and probably do light NPC dialogue with the other people in the group.
As soon as that door closes, I snap my fingers. Lou, Boo, let's smuggle some super secret documents into your master's inventory. What do you say? I'm gonna make a persuasion check. Oh yeah, that's I could have gone higher with performance, but persuasion felt right.
Boo doesn't move as Lou moves over to Zanaika, ready to take orders.
Well, so hold this clipboard, and then I'm going to arrange. I start folding and like rolling into different parts of. Could you hold this sleeve? Yeah, thank you. Perfect. Cool. Boo, watching the door. Excellent. And once we, what would this be? What should we make a check for this or? No? Okay.
It's stealth.
Stealth? Okay, cool. Do I need to make a check or we don't, right? Yeah.
Technically, if you want to hide it, it is a stealth check. You don't
it
have
is?
to make the check.
You want to probably make the check, though.
What's Lou I rather cast guidance on Lou to do it. 'Cause I think he would know his master really well. No, I'll just do it. It's fine. He's my bro. 12. Alright, Lou. I know how attentive and perceptive you are, so I just need to make... I would like to encourage you to make sure that your master's belongings, which are these super secret notes, do not get lost. Okay?
Lou looks directly at Zodiaco. The corpse of a man, literally.
I feel like I feel him smiling.
He must be smiling. He gets it. Lou gets it. He has to get it.
He has to. I'm gonna make an insight. This is more so for TJ's peace of mind. 12.
Lou's command is to technically follow and assist Lou. Lou's command is to follow and assist Zodiaco or another member of royalty. That was his last command.
Aww. Okay. Good. Now you you guys could just please watch over my big brother, and yeah, continue to be besties with your friend Boo over there. You guys are so cool. You guys are kind of friendship goals. But yeah. I'll catch you guys later. I change into my Kirk Windchild outfit, and are we on the second floor?
There's only one floor.
Okay, I jump out the window and kind of just like pretend to be Kirk Windchild and look for the people I'm looking for.
The window is a sliding door.
I jump out the sliding door. Well, I open the sliding door and I just I leave as Kirk Windchild. And I'll NPC mode. Oh right! Oh my gosh! Oh gosh, I forgot breakfast, and I come back in, and I take off my Kirk Windchild outfit, and I like to imagine Umi is about to announce that breakfast is ready.
Oh, I'm gonna BRB quickly, okay? 1 second.
Okay. Oh, the clipboard! And then I'm gonna have it in my inventory, and I'm going to hide that in my Kirk Windchild, like, outfit somewhere, like in the folded clothes of Kirk Windchild. Yeah.
These undead are gonna gain, like, hyper-sentience one day, and they are going to just completely rattle us out for every wrong thing we've ever done. And it's not even gonna be, like, the crimes. It's just going to be, like, I watched, like, Zodiaco stuff papers into his brother's, like, clothing, then run out the door in a vigilante outfit, come back after he forgot food, and just completely change again. This is like Batman leaving the Batcave, it's like, where's my cell phone?
Yeah, exactly.
Alfred, where's my cell phone?
Alfred.
Oh, right. I forgot to eat your tea and biscuits or something. Whatever crazy MI7.
Super spy butler.
Whoever you are, Alfred. Darkness. Batman's just Timmy Taboo.
Speaking of the darkness, we should find out what they're up to somehow. Have we heard of it? Have we heard of the, like, Helga the Unkillable's Darkness clan?
We don't know. The only people who have major context towards this at the moment are Coulson. Are Coulson, CEO, and our good old friend Timmy Taboo.
Damn.
Funny enough, I think just means backstabber.
Timmy Taboo means backstabber?
I think so.
Oh, wow.
Someone can figure that out.
Okay. Well, looks like Coulson's trying to be like, oh, I killed you. I'm sorry. I feel so bad. I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? I read his mind. And then at some point, offhandedly, man, I really wish we had, like, secret allies or something watching over us from the darkness. Then read his
Then
mind.
you'll know the information.
And then I'll know the information.
He has no chance. You will rob everyone's mind information.
You think you wanted a buff to your intelligence score? Why do you think I'm keeping it so? I'm joking. That's not why. It's not.
Zanayako's actually evil. It's true.
I think TJ is closer to that, but Zanayako, well, who knows? It's a coin flip.
I have
Neutral
returned.
Hi, returned.
Oh golly.
I'm Koma.
Hi, I'm sorry.
Hi, sorry.
I like that is like the gods keeping you under, essentially.
Yeah.
I think you're probably having astral projection fun right now. You're probably at like a holy library in the sky. I bet.
That sounds like death.
Oh, interesting.
There's a little common room, or at least a partial common room, where some of the residents might use. Primarily, it's the owner's small family. They're using it to produce their own food, and it's a cute family.
Good
Their
morning.
father, or perhaps the father-like figure, does not exist here, though.
Oh,
It's simply the old man who seems to be the man of the house, quite literally. They're a nice couple. Zanayako's talked to them a couple times.
big smile and wave.
The kid's the friendliest. He gives
Aw.
a shouting wave back.
This place is awesome. What's on
I
the
have
menu?
learned many good things here.
Oh, is that Tringaru?
Yes.
Hey, Tringaru. What did you learn?
I forgot.
Concerned. Okay. Do you want some breakfast? I don't have the time to unpack that. Hey, Umi, what's on the menu?
A bit of pork. If that is okay with you, Zanayako.
Oh, that sounds... Yo, Umi, you know I love it when you make any type of food. Chingaru, have you had Umi's cooking before?
Yeah, I think it was really good.
Yeah, you know it. I want to sit... Can I sit between, like, Chingaru and Coulson? And if they're not already, like, can I just, like, wave whoever over to be closer?
Yeah, it is your little bunch of people. Zanayako, Coulson, Trangaru.
I'm, like, so
It's a
proud
nice
of Umu's food. Like, I'm constantly putting food on other people's plate. Like, oh, you have to have more of this. Blah, 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 blah. And she makes it this way to make it taste like this. It's so good. I'm just really gassing up her cooking.
It'll be a good set for the day. Moving in as a surprised guest. We don't even have to look for the bloody folk because they've decided to show up themselves.
Oh my goodness, is it Lambda?
No, it's just Duas and Toy.
Oh,
Okay, I mean, I don't want to say I'm disappointed by it, but like...
Yeah, it would have been cooler if it was Lambda. And not like the discount Lambda we have, the other one,
Alpha Lambda.
Alpha Lambda. I thought I heard someone say that you were in town. Duas smiles.
I suppose word spreads pretty quickly.
I suppose it does. And you're looking as glowing as ever.
I've had my trials and tribulations since we've departed. But both me and Coulson were able to make it through it alright.
A lot of battle, I take it. The toy scratches his head, but kind of just accepts it.
Wait, they had a lot of battle?
No, Orangu had a lot of battle.
Indeed. I have quite the tale about fighting a fearsome giant snake demon off in the sacred lands to the northwest.
Very well. We shall have more than enough time to hear of them, I'm sure. We've brought some bread as a parting gift.
I take it you are off to your own. Wait. I suppose you're off to your own sort of mission.
Yeah, we're going to be heading a little bit to the northeast and camping out. There's a certain person that I want to look into. But unfortunately, no one really knows when they show up or not.
Are you looking for capable individuals for Yazoo currently?
Yes, I'm putting together a force that I could trust with the Internal Affairs Division. Right now, I have my trusty second hand. Just referring over to Toy.
Right.
Currently, I'm looking for my vice commander. And perhaps I knew of a tactician once long ago.
A tactician, you say? Well, that reminds me. Perhaps I'll bring this up after, but I just recently met a tactician who lost their job, actually. His name was... Insert name here. God damn it. I really need to remember names better. What was his name again?
Kuzu.
A man named Kuzu. He has recently suffered a blow to his honor, but I got the feeling it wasn't necessarily his fault.
I do think I do remember that name. Kuzu Kaslane.
Indeed. I was going to meet him over tea, but I did not have anything in specific to offer him, since Yazoo is currently asleep.
If you would allow me to go on your behalf, I think that it'd be good to meet up with an old friend.
Of course. I'm sure he won't mind if I send someone who is able to actually help him find a new job.
I think we can make a good use to benefiting our dearest province.
That's good to hear.
And while you're at it, I might want to bring this up. You're breathing very strangely. You're not falling ill, are you?
Who is he talking to? Who's talking to who?
Toy makes a reference towards Duos. I'm feeling fine. Just practicing. But that doesn't matter now. Let us sit down and eat.
Inquire. I had a strange dream recently, and you were there. I was going to speak with Yazoo about it. But I wanted to see if you've had any similar experiences.
You know, I think I just have had a weird dream recently. Perhaps I can't base that off my font of inspiration then.
Then you remember what has happened there, and the fact that I was there as well. I want to make sure that this was a real dream, or at least something that all participants would remember.
Yes, I have keen memories of it.
That's good to know.
Perhaps it was some sort of projection. Let her alone, not a dream.
Brenga seems to understand it's not a dream, but it's easier to just call it a dream. Well, it is time to enjoy breakfast. I am glad that that is established now.
Very glad. My fruit! Trangaru says, already having his mouth stuffed. It was let's eat. I don't know if you could hear me.
I thought he said something like the dream or something.
Let's eat. He's already started.
Eat dreams. Just kidding.
He consumes people's dreams. He's eating Yasu's soul.
Plot twist, I'm playing Trangaru on my other computer.
I think that's about time that we hit the wind down for today's episode.
Realistically, I might have more time now since,
I won't, though.
Cool. That's good to know.
Could we input some NPC stuff or nah?
Like, me read out what our fools are doing? Or, like, write in some stuff that you want? It's always better to write in stuff that, we want our slaves to get done on the morning side of things.
Also, I should probably, like, if Brengu can swing his sword to think, because Brengu thinks better while swinging a sword, he'll do that. But also, chat, hi, yes, I was very immersed. I was like, okay, I see chat moving. I want to look, but I will lose my brain concentration if I look. I think I have Moobot as a thing. I think Moobot's real. I'm not very good at knowing, though. I'm bad at technology.
No, it's the fact that there was a bot that showed up and was like, buy followers and things over here.
Oh shit, I didn't even notice that. No, that was just some random person.
That.
No, that's against my will, and I did not even notice that.
Yeah, all robots suck. Am I right, guys?
Yuck.
Only
They all
the
deserve
ones
to
that are,
be slaves.
only the ones that roll 93s. I'm joking. That was a joke.
What is happening?
I made a mistake. Would we be able to see what the other Retaniers are doing?
Slaves, yeah. I like to call them as they are. Let's do it in reverse. Hey yo, yeah, hey yo. I love hanging out here with my best friends. Don't you love it? I, the greatest swordsman to ever walk the face of the planet, in a cave with you despicable fools. But we're all friends, right? And I definitely know what you see. So I was thinking of settling down. Perhaps, would you mind being one of my best men, Raku? I don't think that there's many other people, and we might die in here. This cave. So I was thinking, would you mind being one of my best men? Sure. Being one of your best men. I think that is broken flattery. Who do you plan to be married to? Well, you know, I'm sure I can find someone nice. Perhaps a blonde. We don't have blonde people here. Well, Sio exists, doesn't he? He has blonde hair. I do not classify Sio as human. Oh, look everyone, look over here. We're at the stalagmite. It is a rare occurrence down here. Look at it grow into a big spike. Powerful, but also intimidating. Have you ever thought about settling down? I will settle down when I have reached the point where I'm happy with my sword skills. The life of the swordsman must be rough, isn't it? Oh, and over here, the creek. This is a little stream of water. I like to drink from it very frequently. There was also some strange dream I had. One where I was transported to a fantasy-like setting with alcoholics and a dreamboat of a woman. Bright orange hair. But I do not believe she was ready for a relationship. See? I even have a picture of her. That's kinda weird. And that's a really good drawing. How does it fit on such a small piece of... You're a swordsman, you should be an artist. No, it was someone else who gave it to me. Alright. Whoever they are, I bet they made it big. Yeah, I'll be honest, that sounds pretty messed up if you ask me. You've been here with us the entire time. You had no time to do that. Don't be crazy, Raku, my friend, my buddy, my pal. Your dream girl probably doesn't exist, and you're just going insane. That just means me and Himitabu are the only sane ones left, isn't it? A feeling of such misfortune. Well, I think she looks nice. Probably good with kids, too. Himitabu brushes the crazy, ludicrous, practically naked man off. Before they arrive at something unexpected. A door. Just sitting in the middle of a small cave, not on any wall. The door is an oaken wood. I have a bad feeling about this. Himitabu, quickly reaching into his pocket, throws a fair-sized rock at the door. As the creature morphs into some large, gibbering maw of death, attacking downwards.
Looking
at the
for
three.
royalty-free music? Discover Epidemic Sound. Get the safest music.
While Himitabu cannot fully walk, he can at least stand. Raku goes full melee combat. The fight with the beast does end in a victory. But the strange man, the name didn't seem quite right. Disappeared for good this time. Perhaps he wasn't real at all. I guess he died. Guess so. So, this person in the photo, were they super cool? The two walk on, continuing, as if that man wasn't even there to begin with. They're coming your way, Master. It'll be only a moment, and the retainers that you so desperately are looking for will be delivered right into your hands. Meanwhile, to the south. Finally, as the sun beats down for another good day of work. Donavyard stretches his large, rippling muscles against the very sky. For Kira, it's a welcoming sight. Oh, the sun. It feels so great after working in it to finally have it give you a kiss goodnight. You could learn a little thing about it, you pasty little laddie. I have no desires in the sun or anything beyond getting caught up in unnecessary spirit contracts, gods, or the such. No, lad, I meant the sun, the physical sun, not the god the sun. They're probably different. I mean, right now, feeling the warmth on your skin, knowing you've done a good day. Don't you feel rewarded? Maybe a cold glass of water. Or perhaps even a cool one. Some cheaply minted ale. Shipped down 3 provinces. Something luxurious. The alcohol of this place doesn't entice me at all. Maybe if someone were to come up with a better drink that was still alcoholic in nature, maybe then I would indulge myself a little more. This cheap, well, hap ale doesn't meet your standards. I know, Clarence O'Clarence. You're a right up and tighty princey boy or whatever. You drink the finest liquids that come straight out of some fairy mother's nectar or something. You seem to be calling me Clarence a lot more often, and I don't like how I'm getting used to it. Clarence? What's so bad about reliving some past moments? The part of healing is finally normalizing it. And besides, your name's essentially just Clarence anyways. Even your identity is just a shortened form of your name. You've been pushing fairly hard on that. I've already opened up my story to you, and it's not a give or take. But my gut says that I can't let you leave without you telling me it. By the time we get back home, I'll be keeping it between you and me. But I need you to open up for it. This ain't curiosity, lad. If you can't open up to someone, then honestly, aren't you a little bit of a coward? Coward. Aren't you just a coward? The voice resounds in Theo's mind. Donovier realizing what he said, but can't take it back. Lad, I'm sorry, I'm just a little bit. No, you said your piece. Standing up from where he was sitting, Theo brushes himself off. His face plain and calm. Lad, I'm sorry. I did not. You did mean it. You meant it. What's done is done. This coward is going to go for a walk. Theo walks down the dirt path. Only the sun illuminates his silhouette. I find it hard to make fun of him, now that we've spent so much time together. But the pain is real. And I'm afraid if I let it sit any longer, it was going to lash out against someone else. At least if he hates me, I could live on that. Something about those dreams we had many nights back. The connections we had with each other. I still see those faces. They're faces that don't disappear easily. They almost stick with you like glue. I stood up for what was right there. Somehow I feel like it was a premonition. And I think he does too. You think they're coming? I don't know how, I don't know where, I don't know why. Anger and hatred such as that I saw. They consume someone whole. They dedicate their entire life to something. To the point where they haven't even fully collected why they're fighting it to begin with. I saw that hate once before in my family. That won't give up. That crooked Black Knight. She won't stop. If she's even real to begin with. And even if she's fake. She still runs rampant. The mind of Sia over there. Even if she ain't real. She has ownership, land, and purchase within his mind. That I know is true. And she ain't paying any rent. Go after him then. Go after that insufferable person. Don't have to pretend to hate him anymore. Don't hate him anymore, I hate acknowledgement that he was in my head. I hate that of all people. He was going to be the hero. I'll bring him back home. I think the three of us need to have an honest talk about what we feel. As Donnervyard slowly moves after the silhouetted sunset man, Kira cannot help but think of the life she once lived. She had been hardened to that point. She had been living in a fantasy away from it. And finally, that fantasy was starting to be coming up on her. Egg server was starting to come up on her. Like a leech, festering and ignored. Kira didn't find it hard to make friends. She found it hard to change her opinion of people, though. And Theo, Clarence, she had built such a stigma over him. It wasn't simply easy to rip the leech off. Trudging through the northern wall Inferno had enough power simply to leap over it. I still didn't expect you to be able to do such a thing. Really? I'm very strong, you know. Did you not watch how I threw? Yes, it was impressive. I'm surprised no one even heard us. Even still, you're almost inhuman. Inhuman? Of course I'm inhuman. But I'm human enough to be human. And I think that's human enough. Really? Well, I'm glad I have someone like you nearby. We're going to be plunging into the river soon. Be sure, practice holding your breath. Your fancy water breathing.